Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. In Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. And make sure you stay connected by following me on every single social media platform on Keek on the Mic. So, Bears fans, I have a really interesting topic for you guys today, and I know there's been a lot of debate about this question amongst Bears fans, and I'm pretty sure that we talked about this before on the podcast, but I wanted to bring this up again because I wanted to hear your guys' opinion on this. And obviously that debate going on around the Bears is, should the Bears, obviously they're out of the playoffs, should they tank to get a higher draft pick, or should they try to win these games late to try to create a winning culture? And I know there's a lot of Bears fans that are 50-50 on it. There's some Bears fans saying, you know what, we're already 3-10. Try to get the number 2 overall pick and land a guy like Will Anderson Jr. or Jalen Carter from Georgia, right? While there's other Bears fans saying, you know what, no, this team needs to learn how to win. Obviously, there's been some games, a lot of close games that the Chicago Bears have lost that they easily could have won. So they need to learn how to basically be clutch and win these close games, try to create that winning culture and be prideful about something going into the next season, giving them something to feel good about, right? If you're winning these games late in the season, because that's what obviously good teams do. The interesting part about this discussion is Tony Dungy, Hall of Fame coach, right, has been in this situation before, right? And he was on the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports, and he was basically discussing about what he thinks the Chicago Bears should do. If you guys don't remember, obviously Tony Dungy was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1996, where they lost their first 8 out of 9 games, and they were already eliminated from the playoff picture, right? And he basically discussed on this podcast about how he didn't want to just fold down and lose games on purpose to get a higher draft pick, right? He wanted to focus on winning games late because he understood that if they ever wanted to be a good team, that they had to learn how to win in December, right? Because that's what all the good teams do, right? They learn how to win these late games in December when they really count. So he didn't want his team to fold, and he made that very clear as the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in 1996, and actually worked out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by staying competitive and not just folding, right? These are the exact words that Tony Dungy had to say on the Under Center podcast. Check this out, Bears fans.
What would be your goals for the team over the last month of the season to kind of lay the foundation moving forward here?
I would want to get used to winning and doing things right and proving to ourselves and building that confidence that we can win. My first year in Tampa was 1996, and we lost 8 of our first 9 games. We had some really good players on the team. We were out of the playoff race, so to speak, but we approached every game down the stretch. And I told the guys, hey, we're going to be in a situation in the future where these December games are going to be meaningful. This is how we're going to approach it. We're playing to win. We knocked off the Washington Redskins at the time, who were they needed a win to get in the playoffs. We beat them. We played the Bears in the last game of the season. And we said, hey, let's treat this like if we win, we're going to the playoffs. We knocked the Bears off, played great, went into the offseason with a good feeling. Well, wouldn't you know, a year later to the day, we're playing the Bears again. If we win, we've got a home playoff game. And we were ready for it because we had gone through it the year before.
And you know what, Bears fans, I absolutely loved what Tony Dungy had to say here on the Under Center podcast. Like I just mentioned, in 1996, when he was the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they lost their first 8 out of the first 9 games, right? Obviously, I think they were on their way to the number 1 overall pick. He decided to go into the locker room and give the message to his team, to his guys, say, you know what? We are not going to fold. He even mentioned that he felt that they had a good team. They just weren't winning games, right? Much like the Bears. The Bears have some good players on their team. They've been in some games, but they've lost a lot of those close games, right? So I definitely agree with Tony Dungy that you need to try to create that winning culture. Obviously, if the Bears lose out and get the number 3 overall pick, that's also a very good situation because that means you're going to add a generational talent like Will Anderson Jr., like Jalen Carter, right? So that's all also good news for the Chicago Bears. But I do understand that with the Bears fans, I do agree with them in terms of saying, you know what? we do need to try to establish that winning culture, especially in December, where eventually if the Bears are a good team, right, these are the games that we're going to have to win going into the playoffs, right? Because that's what good teams do. And obviously, like I said, the Buccaneers, Tony Dungy back in 1996 was a perfect example. Obviously, they went on to win the Super Bowl in 2002, and there were core guys, featured guys like Warren Sapp with the 12th pick, Derek Brooks with the 28th pick, right? Mike Alstott, second rounder, right? John Lynch, third rounder, and the list goes on and on. So basically, the moral of the story is it doesn't matter where you pick in the first round. If you are good at evaluating talent, like we believe that Ryan Poles is, you're going to find a good player. And I understand that a lot of Bears fans want Will Anderson Jr. A lot of Bears fans want Jalen Carter. I'm one of those Bears fans, but I definitely understand the side of it of, yes, the Bears do need to try to establish a winning culture as well. So I wouldn't purposely go in and tank these last couple of games on purpose just because you want a high pick. I know there's going to be a debate about this on this podcast in the comment section, and I totally welcome that. That's why I wanted to come on here and share this information with you guys, because I felt like it was a really good discussion to have, and I really appreciate Tony Dungy coming out and giving his opinion on what he thinks the Chicago Bears should do. Before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys again. Do you guys think the Bears should basically tank and lose the rest of their games to earn that high draft pick? Or do you think they should try to establish a winning culture before the season ends? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Geek on the Mic. You